Hey, how's it going? This is Hrvoje from GB, and today we turned our store into a little piece of Adidas Originals heaven. We've been going through our social media and following your awesome replies and comments that you've been leaving about posts with regards to these shoes that you can see in front of me. As I said, these are the Adidas Originals, and so many of you are so excited about them, and so are we. So we decided to make a special video with a brief story about each of the three models. As you can tell, the three models that we're going to be talking about is the Adidas Rivalry, available in 3 colorways, the Adidas Americana, available in 4 colorways, and the all-time great top 10, available in 3 colorways. So maybe we'll start off with the shoe that you had the best reaction with, that maybe has the best story, and the one that is actually available in a basketball silhouette. I mean, it is a high top as opposed to the low tops that we have here. So the Adidas Top 10 was released, well, 40 years ago. I know it sounds a lot, and obviously Adidas decided to mark this anniversary of the shoe, which was originally designed for the top 10 NBA players that were under contract with Adidas. This just showed how important the shoe was in terms of basketball, but quickly and soon enough the shoe became part of urban and street culture, and especially in Detroit. It became a symbol of your attitude and of your status in society and your position. So with time, these shoes went all over the world as a streetwear model, and then an urban lifestyle model. So today you can go and play hoops with them, but more importantly, you can wear them with your any favorite combination of clothes and look really fresh when you're out doing your thing. Next, we have the Adidas Rivalry, which although we have it was re-released only in a low top silhouette. Originally it was a high top made for none other than Patrick Ewing in 1986. Of course, Patrick Ewing, who is a New York Knicks all-time legendary player. So this shoe has a very special place in New York's history, and you know if a shoe is big in New York, it's bound to become big all over the world. So we have a little bit of Detroit going here and a little bit of New York, but we're gonna end this story with perhaps my favorite model out of these Adidas Originals, and that is the Adidas Americana. It was a really a shoe that was ahead of its time, and it was made for not specifically for a single basketball player, but instead it was made for an entire basketball league, and that is the American Basketball Association, or the ABA, which obviously doesn't exist anymore. But between the 60s and the 70s, it was a crazy basketball league that pushed the frontiers, and many consider that it made the NBA so great today because the ABA was trying out so many new different things that the NBA had to keep up with it, and eventually the NBA ended up going through a merger with the ABA, and they became one league. But the story and history of the ABA is great. I'll just share a quick, maybe a few quick interesting stories or details. For example, the ABA was using the three-point line before the NBA even implemented it. The ABA was not the first one to do it, but it was definitely the one where the three-point line became so important, and we all know how important it is in basketball today. Also, perhaps my favorite detail about the ABA is that for their All-Star game, they were the first ones who invented, so to say, the slam dunk contest. Interestingly enough, the original champion of the ABA slam dunk contest was given a $1,000 reward and a stereo system. Thinking about it from today's perspective, it's really an interesting thought. But I wanted to share all these details about the ABA and how different it was, and that there are many great documentaries and books about it. But it was reflected on the shoe, and you can see it on this colorway because it was the first Adidas shoe where the 3 stripes were not of the same color. So the ABA brought that to the Americana, to all of Adidas, and I think that's really something that says a lot about the shoe and the league and its history, evolution, and everything. Also, we can see it here with these shoes and models that we're looking at, that only the Americana has a textile mesh exterior, unlike all the shoes from that type, which were pure leather. So that's another interesting detail. A few more things that we can talk about is that one of the more famous players who wore the Americana was Artis Gilmore, who was a star in the NBA, but after the merger he became an NBA All-Star player. So that's something that also helped hype the shoe. Another thing that we can connect the ABA and the NBA with here is related to the top 10, and that is the fact that the main ambassador of the top 10 was Hall of Fame player Rick Barry, and maybe some of you don't know that he was actually the first and one of the few players who left the NBA to go and play in the ABA. It was a contract dispute, a money thing, but still it's a great connection. Obviously today all of these shoes are primarily lifestyle models, and I am sure that you will enjoy wearing them. You cannot go wrong with any of these. All of them have their own flavor, their story, look amazing, feel great, and my suggestion is that you definitely take the time and visit our stores in Zagreb and Ljubljana. You'll see what I'm talking about. You will love these shoes.